And Lakshmi ji, kindly introduce yourself and your journey to the Kuchipudi dance and your formal education and how you got into Kuchipudi and if you have pursued any other art form. If so, please mention that too.
Yeah. Okay. So I come from a family of people who are not at all connected to dance and music, but very spiritual in general.
Mhm.
So it was because of my father's interest that I started to learn classical dance. When I started learning this dance, I was not aware that it's Kuchipudi that I'm learning. I thought it's Bharatanatyam,
Oh,
but
okay.
I think it was a destiny's call that I learned Kuchipudi, and I started professionally at the not at a very young age, I would say. I started when I was in graduation first year actually, and
Mm-hmm.
since then I've constantly learning. I've been learning under different gurus, but my Guru Jayarama Ravji is my main guru. He sends me to different gurus to learn as well
Okay.
sometimes. And apart from Kuchipudi, I've learned Bharatanatyam and Kathakali.
Uh, uh, where did you learn Bharatanatyam and Kathakali?
Actually, during Corona, I started learning Bharatanatyam I did a certificate course from IGNU actually. And
Great.
after
Okay.
that, I did diploma and I'm trained in Kalakshetra Bani. And
Okay. Okay. So how did
yeah,
you
but
feel
I do
personally,
not have
like,
a
like how did you feel personally, performing both the art forms? What
I
was
never
your
performed
experience
Bharatanatyam.
for
I never
your
performed
course?
Bharatanatyam.
Okay.
For it's only personal
Okay.
interest, and I also have a master's in Bharatanatyam. Later on, I pursued it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So still you're connected with Kuchipudi, and so may I know, like, what are the nuances which you found, like, I mean, between the two styles? Because many of them they say that both the art forms look alike, and still, out of, I mean, they don't know about the art form, so they say that it is kind of looking similar, and the dress and maybe some the thigh steps and So, what is your call on that? Like, how do you define that both the art forms and take that? What is the greatest fact in Kuchipudi which makes it very outstanding?
For me, it's a drama, theater, and the freedom to express like freely on stage.
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, one who is trained properly in Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi can obviously find the differences.
Mm-hmm.
For a raw audience, it is actually difficult to know the difference because when they see Kathak and Kuchipudi, they can immediately identify what are the differences. But for Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi, it's little difficult for somebody who is not trained. But for me, I think the major difference is in the execution, and especially drama. The drama is more lokadharmi, I
Mm-hmm.
would say. Even if there is a Sanchari in Bharatanatyam, they are more sophisticated, I would say, and they will have limitations to execute a character or do the abhinaya. In Kuchipudi, there is a lot of freedom, I feel.
Right.
Yeah.
And can you define your Kuchipudi? Like, what is your strength in the Kuchipudi dance, and how do you define yourself, into the performance and so?
I mean, what I hear from people is that they like my abhinaya,
Okay.
and but for me, uh, i- abhinaya is just not facial; it is full body. Your whole angik abhinaya is also there, right? So I just can't show my face and my body cannot do abhinaya. It's not like that. Everything is involved in abhinaya, and when I do a male character, people think that oh, she's good in male characters. When I do a female character, then oh, she's more doing seductive javalis and padams. It's not like that. I feel like whatever we do, there is a certain way of doing it. And for me, I think Abhinaya, it's not something that I got it by birth. I had to work on it, and after many years of practice, I understood that how to do it. And everybody, I think, has to find a way.
Right.
I think I found my way, and that is why people are able to connect
And
it
very importantly,
so much
the
with my
audience
thing.
also need to accept your concepts and your presentation, and the message needs to get conveyed also.
Yes.
So in that way, I'm sure you're very successful and a beautiful artist
Oh,
as well. And
thank you so much.
so may I ask, like, what do you feel like, I mean, Kuchipudi, while comparing with the other art forms, like, what is the highlighting factor? Like, for example, if Kathak or Manipuri, because they have the Ankikam, Satvikam, they have the Chaturvida Abhinayas, but what makes Kuchipudi, kind of the most outstanding, or the most, kind of different, when we compare it with the other art forms, like, in your opinion?
In my
Every art form has its
opinion, I cannot say just one
Mm,
factor because
mm,
it depends on so many factors. For me, sometimes the villain characters
right,
take center stage in Yakshagana. It's
yes,
not the hero most of the time, which is obviously Vishnu.
right.
The audience kind of connect more with the performance of the demon characters,
Mm,
and also it depends on the performer.
mm,
um, like when I do Kuchipudi, what I come to hear from the audience is that they always thought Kuchipudi is always Tarangam, where you dance on the edge of the brass plate, and that used to be the highlighting
yeah,
factor. But then I started doing Prahlada Natakam,
mm,
so people are like, they forget Kuchipudi is about Tarangam. Now they
right,
are seeing a different element. When I do
right,
Draupadi Vastrapaharana, they say this is the highlight.
right.
When I do a Javali, they say this is the highlight. When I do Krishna character in the full attire, they say this is the highlight. So I think it depends on the performer, how you do it. Whatever you do it, it becomes the highlight.
Right, right. And when we talk about the education system present, like we had the Gurukula system in the yesteryears, and the present day we are getting into more of an education model, seeing the present academic pressures of the students, and they have other priorities as well. So in that way, what is your call, or what is your say, like, on this? I mean, from a Gurukula Sampradayam, it's completely changed, where we used to kind of be with the Guru, not to just learn about the art form, but be with them, understand the lifestyles, or the in and out of everything. Like, so in that way, like, what is your opinion on the change, on the transition which has happened from the yesteryears to the current day generation, taking up this as a more of an I can, in my opinion, as a in an education front and fame, like, more of. But I'm sure that we have not come from that our view was totally different. So, what is your call on that? Like, the
See,
tradition and
Gurukula is basically where you live with the Guru and he provides
yeah,
you everything.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all the facilities to live education, and you do work in their home, all those things. I don't come from such tradition, but it's more like a classroom
Mm,
learning. So there were fixed times and days when I used to go and learn. And but after me also, the next generation, there are certain
mm,
differences right
mm,
now.
mm.
So the schools are putting a lot of pressure on the children on the education front, and they are also unable to escape such pressure.
Right,
And but still some of our students are doing a lot of hard work to try and balance, but we can only count them on fingers. We can't say that, if there are 20 students, all of them are putting so much effort, only one or two. So it again, even when I was learning, when I joined a dance class, there were 30 to 40
mm,
students who already knew so many numbers in Kuchipudi dance when I started learning my first step.
mm,
But if I look back, when I see the Kuchipudi dancers and performers today, they're not there anywhere, but they were very good dancers. So, so it is always like that with arts. I think only few people can take it up,
Right, right.
and
It's a
one needs
highly
a lot of
skilled one, and
courage.
yeah, it's a
Mm.
highly skilled one, and to really practice and present it takes a lot of time
And
and dedication,
one
commitment.
needs to have passion for that.
Yeah,
Without passion, you cannot give
right.
so much time.
Very right. And do you feel that the current day, students or the artists are more obsessed with the geometry of dance? Like, they are, comparing it with, a lot of Ankika Abhinayam, I can say, or not just accepting an artist as how they are, like maybe this is their strength and this is their core, and this is so it happens like something which is always it comes like the audience need to be pleased all the time, so something out of the way we need to show, and it kinds of go away from the frame of the tradition, like what, like this is what is Kuchipudi and this is how it is going to be, and so we need to always prove or show more, do you feel that something it's going out of the way, like more of the Ankika Abhinayam is playing a higher role in
See,
this?
Bharatanatyam always had this long jatis, right? In the Varnams and in the Tilanas. Bharatanatyam is very demanding in Nritta
Yeah.
aspect, and Kuchipudi is very demanding in drama aspect. So, and when I see a performance, I look for everything. I look for equal proportions of Abhinaya and Nritta, but I do not know what is the taste of the audience, but I can see today that the taste is changing. As I said earlier, when a performer is convicted to present a certain theme or concept and puts in front of the audience effectively, they can connect even with less nritta. So also I feel like, how long can you perform nritta and catch the audience attention? You cannot. So everything needs to be in the equal proportions, and I feel that even the reels that we see on Insta are only for 30 seconds and 1 minute,
Yeah,
and even if one is doing the best in Nritta for 10 minutes, the audience is not going to watch,
right,
like especially on Insta. Maybe in the auditoriums, in the live performances one can, but even in the live performances one cannot watch just nritta. But having said that, Angika Abhinaya and Shuddha, the perfection is needed. Even if you do 1 minute or 2 minutes nritta, the perfection is required.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And let's go a little technical. Like, in your opinion, in your, learning from your guru, where, Jairam sir has been, kind of being the traditional guru from the, Kuchipudi, and then he has also learned from different masters. So, in that angle, I would like to ask you, like, what are the traditional mudras which you feel have taken a change? Like, for example, those days they used to use this mudra for this. For an example, I'm saying, like, and today, like, they use this more of Abhinay Darpanam and Natya Shastram. Any of the, Manodharma Hastas or anything of, the traditional mudras in your career, if you have faced any experience of
I mean,
that kind, kindly share.
I just know one or two mudras because Guruji used to do them differently. Like, for example, in the Dashavataram, like
Uh,
we show Shankha and Chakra like this.
yes.
So Guruji will show, like, I am holding this left hand thumb with the right hand when I do Shankha. So Guruji used to do it like this, like this.
Hmm.
So it's the
Ha, ha,
other way, but the meaning is
ha.
same. And when
Okay.
I do Chakra, it is like this, but he will do like that,
Ah,
or Tripada like this,
oh,
Shukatunda.
okay.
And if we observe the traditional numbers like Ramayana, Shabdam and all, so you
Mm-hmm.
will see when they are showing Rama, this is the Dhanush, and they will show like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, but these days everybody is simply using these two
Yeah, yeah. The
fingers to
Ram.
show Rama. So the ex, yeah. So but the things are already there. We already know them. We just need to put a little more effort to identify them and use them, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And a little bit of history in your idea, like we know about the, Machapuli Kaifat and the tradition, how, the Bhagavatas used to, and the regular story where the Kuchipudi land was gifted. But other than that, like, the Kuchipudi, does it have any connection with our Vedas? Because it's completely Brahmanical and, from the village. So, from your experience with your gurus and your learning, what is your, say on the history, like from where, other than these facts, anything which you would like to share, the
I
history
think
part?
all the classical dance styles follow Natya Shastra, right? So, and Natya
Mm,
Shastra itself is a Panchama Veda.
mm,
Panchama Veda means it is coming from all four Vedas. So
right.
all the dance styles follow Natya Shastra, which
Mm,
is obviously a compilation of four Vedas. So um, it is Brahmanical. About that, I don't want to comment because all the styles except Bharatanatyam were male
yeah,
dominated dance styles, and today everybody is doing, everybody
yeah,
is practicing, both male and females are practicing. The changes have happened with time,
yeah,
and yeah, it's just not with Kuchipudi.
yeah, yeah. Right, right.
With
So
other
no, because
styles.
the history as such, takes a different study with the different gurus and professors. They have a different stories. Like with regard to the history of Kuchipudi, that's the reason I thought I will just,
Yeah,
you know,
but
yeah,
I am a performer. I'm a
yeah,
performer, and I'm still a student, and I feel that I have not done any. I am not the authority to comment on
right,
that.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So I think whatever I'm saying is from my practical experiences.
Mm.
So to answer that question, I think it requires some kind of authority on the subject.
Really great that I mean, still you accept yourself as a student and still a long way to go. And I think many of the youngsters needs to listen this point very carefully, I feel.
We are all
And
students
really great.
always.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very true, Ji. Very true. And regarding the choreography, for example, like we say improvisation. Like for example, we have the traditional items where we don't kind of alter it much since the gurus have given it to us. The Ramana Shabdam or the Shavdara Shabdam, we don't kind of improvise much on that. But according to you, as an artist, like from a traditional item or taking up a piece, what is exactly like improvisation we call it? Because are we trying to modernize it? you know like what is the limits, like because I have watched your performances in social media, like it always goes only within the boundary of the traditional, so whatever improvisation or creativity or your own choreography doesn't go beyond a particular line. Like it's understood by me because I'm into this dance. But in your opinion, like improvisation and modernization, what are the limits, like when a kuchipudi practitioner should take care while uh, choreographing, and uh, what is your say on
I
that?
think for me, I always have a watchful eye uh, of my Guruji, who is always guiding me and telling me what is correct and what is not. And I myself come from a traditional family,
Right,
and so my taste itself is like that. I don't want to do anything that hampers the sentiments of the people. And
right.
just give me a minute, please.
Sure, sure,
I have a
sure,
minute.
sure.
I'm so
Please
sorry.
take your time.
Yeah, yeah. So modernization is something where you are changing the entire grammar of
Yeah,
the style. Like
yeah,
you are changing the costumes completely, and you are changing the grammar completely. Like you cannot do a Kathak step saying I am doing
yeah,
a Kuchipudi performance. And
yeah,
I see that people use these chakkars and all in Kuchipudi performances
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
So that is like bringing a very catchy element from other style to make your performance uh, more entertaining.
right.
And it is not like you cannot say one cannot do it, one can do it, but there is a possibility that you can catch the attention of the audience within the grammar of the style also. And improvisation and modernization. Improvisation, even if a junior artist performs any number, like for example Krishna Shabdam, if any new student is performing, there is an improvisation in her own limit.
Mm.
So when a
Mm.
senior dancer performance, there is an improvisation in their own limit.
Right.
Modernization would be changing Krishna Shabdam completely
Completely.
to a new set of audience, changing the bringing elements that are more cinematic probably, or
But what is your
like
opinion? Like, are really people changing it? Like, I mean, are they modernizing it?
not
Like,
many,
mm,
not many are doing with the traditional numbers so far. Maybe if they are doing their own choreographies, they are coming up with a new song and they are doing the
mhm.
choreography, probably they might. And but yes, creativity should be accepted, and it
Very
depends on
diplomatic.
person to person and artist to artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, see today, once women were not allowed to perform. Today we are performing. If
Yeah.
they call it this is modernization, then we want to be in a situation to enjoy this dance style,
Right.
right? So what is wrong today may be corrected tomorrow. So we we cannot say that exactly this
Right.
is wrong.
Very right. Very right. And what is your opinion in including social themes into Kuchipudi dance? Like, I mean, there are a lot of Lavakusha. I mean, not Lavakusha. Sorry, that's again mythology. But there have been social themes like Chandalika and all that, which were performed. So, what is your opinion in including social themes like modern, social themes into our Kuchipudi dance? Something
I mean,
different from
it's the need
mythological
of the
approach.
art. It's the need of the art
Hmm.
because we don't see a lot of, like in Bharatanatyam, I see a lot of young dancers are taking up challenging concepts and
Yeah.
executing them effectively. And I think in Kuchipudi, I would like to see more
Would you
because I see
prefer to
all the
try?
time people performing the same numbers,
Yeah,
same
yeah,
malgams. Of course, they are needed. They are needed for a dancer to explore their body with the song, explore the compositions, explore the choreography of the legendary gurus. But
mhm,
you cannot survive all your life on basis of those choreographies.
right. Have you done any, performed any social themes or your own choreographies or anything like that? Or are
I
you
try
planning
to
to
do
do?
it. I try to do it with the Sita Ravan Vadam, which is a um, collaborative work with a Kathakali dance style. And I read Ramayana, and there was one chapter which moved me so much. So I wanted to create entire theme around that. And in
Mhm,
the end, in the climax, actually, I did not want to give any message to the society as such, but I needed a climax for that.
mhm.
So in the end, I try to bring women's safety as a message, which is very short. But if you see the entire production, it is traditional.
Stretch.
It goes within the grammar of the style.
Without
It
going
goes
beyond
within
the,
the
huh,
style. Yes. Only in the end, I try to give a small message. But we can definitely explore any social theme as long as we want. It depends on the taste of the artist again, and
yeah,
we
because when
need
it comes
need
to Kuchipudi, we feel like somehow, as a, auto connect, like kind of a thing that, no, we are not supposed to, no, we cannot go beyond this. Like, we need to stick on to some parameters to perform. Like,
nobody says that.
so,
It,
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
says that. Like if I want to do something, my guru, I mean, I don't know the experience of other students. I cannot say for them. Maybe they are facing such challenges. Sometimes the gurus does not allow students to explore much. But I do not have such obligations from my guru, thankfully. So I might come up with the different themes in future also. There is one work is in progress at the moment. Yeah.
Great, Lakshmi ji, and we would love to see your new concepts and social themes as well.
Yes.
And what is your opinion on the language part? Like, because I myself, kind of been traveling and things like, I get, feedback that, they are not able to understand the language and thereby not able to connect with the artist, completely. Definitely, yeah, yeah, Abhinayam and Akika Abhinayam, all the Chaturveda Abhinayam, all that plays a major role, but the language part. So, do you agree with, kind of customizing it, I mean, kind of taking the language with respective to the different region where we travel? Can we take a number, different number? But I'm sure in Delhi, like you'll be trying the Hindi or, Sanskrit, but what about the other languages when we visit that particular, uh, do you agree with, changing the language?
That see Kuchipudi always used Telugu mostly, right?
Mhm.
It has survived so many years, and even Vempati Chinnasatyam, whatever Vempati Chinnasatyam sir, whatever he had done, Nritya
Hmm.
Natikas,
Hmm.
dramas, and everything, he used Telugu language only, but he was very successful. So language is not a barrier, I think, and like even when we listen to Carnatic music,
Hmm.
we know the lyrics sometimes. Western people, when they listen to Carnatic music, they are listening to a language that they do not know or understand, but they enjoy it. So basically, a Rasika needs to be open-minded, I think, when it comes to language. And but of course, one can explore as many languages as they want.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, they
like
enjoy more, I feel, yeah. Like,
Vadam, I used three languages. Like
uh-huh.
for Kuchipudi, I used Telugu lyrics, and
Hmm.
for Kathakali, obviously they have their own lyrics in their own language, and the dialogues were in Hindi. Hindi
Hmm.
because I did it in Delhi.
Hmm.
So if I do it in maybe outside India, maybe I have to
Yeah.
get them translated to English. So it depends on the need also. Yeah.
What is your call again coming back to the teaching and the education system? Like, what is your say? Because I personally feel like becoming a teacher and teaching a student requires a lot of we also need to kind of we explored much to teach. So, what is your say to the teachers? Like I mean, in the teaching aspects that this is what it is like. I mean, it's not that they just teach what they want, like so this is an art form which is going to kind of carried forward to the next generation as well. So what is your opinion in teaching, like how the teachers need to be well equipped, and how in that aspect, like.
Yeah, I think one has to understand first that whether they themselves are clear about the subject or not. So they have to they
Retrospect.
have to know what they are teaching. Yeah, retrospection. Correct. Exactly. Exactly. So I sometimes what they do, because the student is not in a condition to judge the teacher, they think that they are the authority of it.
Yeah, yeah,
But if
very right.
no, in reality, they are mediocre. So I think we cannot stop such people. It's just not in Kuchipudi. There are there is younger generation in all classical dance styles who are teaching these days to earn money,
Yeah,
and sometimes they themselves cannot do execute properly, but they are teaching. So I feel very sorry for such students, and sometimes I feel like I want to tell them, first you learn properly, you are yourself not doing, but we are in no position to tell them.
the art
So
form
yeah, what to do?
itself, kind of becomes a a stake, like
Yeah.
it becomes at stake, and uh, you know,
if you
it's
if you have
difficult.
space, if you have a studio space and you are good at marketing and you have hundreds of
Right.
students, you are teaching, nobody is going to come to your studio and say, show me first your
Yeah,
authority on it, then
yeah,
only we will
yeah,
allow you to teach. Nobody is saying that. Everybody is free. This is a free country, so
yeah.
everybody is doing what
And also the
they
social
want to
media is
do.
also playing a major role, where the attraction towards more towards the digital platforms and
Yeah.
uh, you know,
These
the
days,
presentation.
serious teachers do not have students.
Yeah,
Mediocre
yeah, very
teachers have the.
right. I was about to say that the youngsters are flooded with a lot of students.
Yes, they want even the students and their parents want all this, big bungalows,
Yeah,
mirrors,
yeah.
and seating arrangements, all those things. If they see all these things are there, it doesn't matter whether the teacher is able to teach properly or not. Those
True,
days,
true, true.
my Guruji, in my Guruji's days, he used to learn under a tree. There was
Yeah,
not even a proper floor.
yeah,
So,
right.
yeah. So,
And what do you feel like, a dancer becomes recognized in an art form because you have gone all the way ahead and, in practicing and have taken a lot of efforts and commitment in this art and you have won the national award, which is a great, prestigious. So, what do you feel like, when a dancer is, actually recognized? Because that I feel the young generation of students need to understand, like, it's not that the flattering or the outside claps or applauses are important, but when is it that they need it is recognized that yeah, like I am a full-fledged dancer and this is what, and when they get this recognition, like
see, it's not bad to want some award or some scholarship or some
right,
fellowship. You
right,
need all these things to grow in life,
right.
and but you cannot simply practice an art form for the sake of awards, right? You
Hmm.
can only want them and work them hard, but your love for art should always be same whether you win it or not.
Right.
I think that's just one thing
Yeah,
I want to say.
yeah,
Beyond that, everything is difficult in
right.
life. Even if you want to come number one in your class,
Hmm.
that it is also difficult. So what is not difficult in life?
Right, right,
Everything is
very right.
difficult. Yes. So not just dance, or so even in movies you can see that, not all
Yeah,
actors and actresses get the awards every year. There is only selected people, and there are many actors who are really good, but they cannot get
yeah,
in
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Um, so you just have to love what you do and just do it
Not for
irrespective
the
of
sake of
anything.
fame or recognition or any award, and we need to get connected with the art and thoroughly enjoy it.
And I would like to add one thing here, that success, the happiness that comes from success is short-lived.
Yeah,
Uh,
very right.
as a person who achieved this,
Right.
I'm saying this, it's
True.
short-lived.
Mm,
You cannot be happy all your life just because you won some award.
right.
But you will be happy if you are good at your art or good at your work, whatever you do. Even if you are a married woman, if you are happy doing cooking for your husband, cooking for your children, and taking care of your house, if you love that, you are happy.
Right. Right.
If you don't love it, then you will be miserable. So just be happy and content with whatever you do, whether you are an artist or you are working for a company or you are studying.
Right. And regarding the opportunity for performances, like because now if we compare 10 years back or 20 years back, the performers are going more and more, and those pursuing other professions are also pursuing our traditional arts parallelly, and they are also taking classes, and there is a lot more add-ons, and there's a lot more interest and passion coming in with the traditional arts. So, the opportunity for performance, in your opinion, because when a Sabha organizes, the real artists sometimes are left behind, like who takes this as a full-time profession or full-time the child or the student might have learned from right from their young age till today, and they don't get a performance, and someone who have come up much later may get an opportunity. So, as the artists are growing, the performance opportunities are not growing is what I feel personally. So, what do you say on that? Like, I mean,
Again, see,
it's a
if you have asked me this question a year back or 2 years back, my answer would have been different. At this moment, what I'm feeling, I'm going to tell you that I don't care. Because I myself have so many opportunities and I am unable to do them because the you need to, like, there is a craving for stage when you are in mid 20s, or you are a teenager, and the world is new to you. When you
Right.
have seen everything already, and when you have understood the concept deeply, nothing affects you. So definitely, I would say that there should be more opportunities for the youngsters, and there are.
Hmm.
But if
Yeah.
we are traveling in two boats, one leg in one boat, and then you cannot get everything.
Hmm.
You have to dedicate. Like I have given up my corporate career to pursue dance,
Hmm.
and um, I have given up a very good financial situation, and now I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm not content in my life. Definitely I am. But if you see, like, those who are working in corporate companies and in other profiles, um, they do not have to worry about the finances. But as an artist, I have to, and I
Yes.
have to be really very careful about how I spend my money and how I'm going to earn for my future, you know. So opportunities, there are definitely opportunities if you look for them, and you can definitely earn money, and you just need to be smart. I think there are
Opportunities to
opportunities.
perform, right? Like, I mean,
Yes, there
opportunities to
are,
perform are,
because
there are in plenty. Okay.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, when I just started my career as a solo performing artist, the way I used to look for opportunities and the way I used to try for them, there was an approach which I developed for myself,
Hmm.
and one needs to develop their own approach. Yeah. So only when you start performing, then you will realize what are the changes you have to bring in your style. You
Hmm.
have to
Hmm.
bring in your presentation. You have to bring in the way you approach an organizer. So there are a lot of things that you will learn in the process. So everybody, I cannot say that I did like this, you also do like that, and you will get an
Right,
opportunity.
right,
Maybe it won't
right,
work for you, right?
right,
uh, yeah, it would be like imposing myself on someone.
right.
So one has to find their own way, I think.
No, because earlier it was, a very few handful of artists, and they used to invite and, kind of for performance and things like that. But then now, when they're in plenty, I think the artists are, they are themselves approaching the organizers. And I mean, the situation has gone in such manner that, I feel, they say that each
No,
Sabba's
I
they
mean,
have a lot
the
of application
organizers
fee.
do approach.
Yeah.
The organizers do approach you most of the times. Once you establish yourself, in the
Mhm.
initial stage, you have to work your way through. And if you are good, if people like you, if organizers like you, if you have
Mhm.
the quality, they will approach you, even if you're sitting at home. Yeah.
Great, great. So, no, no, that's a very positive point, because I mean, I feel like, students, they should not get demotivated by thinking that, no, I'm not getting any opportunities, or after my arrangetram, like, I'm not performing, and I'm not getting a,
Focus is very
platform.
important, I would say. Like, you cannot be thinking in your mind, today I am going to try on next 5 months, or I'm going to try next 1 year. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to look into something else. No, it
Right.
doesn't work like that.
Very right.
Yeah, you should. I sacrificed a lot in my life,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't tell everyone to do that. I think it worked for me to certain extent, but there are things which probably they have and I do not have in life. So
right,
there is always something. If something is there, something is not there.
right,
So you should be okay with not having something to get
right.
something. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
as a career, like, again, connecting with this topic itself, as a career, like, most of them, they want to pursue this as a character career, and where they have already gone through a formal training with, their technical qualifications, and, an engineer or medicine, and, and they have also learned dance, the traditional art. So, as a career, what is your suggestion? Yeah, apart from the passion and things, yeah, there is a little, there is finance also involved in this. Like, if they're taking it as a full time, profession. So, what is your say on that? Like, as a career, if they're taking the traditional arts, is it, going to benefit them, because many of them, they get into colleges, they get into lecturers, and they get into teaching, but not everyone everywhere
You
are
cannot be a
placed.
millionaire or billionaire by
Yeah,
being an artist, especially in India.
right.
And yeah, we are like also, even if someone is earning a lot, there is like only one or two people you can just see in our country who
Yeah,
is an artist and who made it big.
yeah.
So if you need to have an idea what is your goal. If your goal is to have good money and everything like
Mm.
materialistic goal, then you go for something else. If your goal is like soul satisfaction, then
Yeah, because
you go
our
for
children need to
hospital.
understand that fact, right? I mean, like, sometimes out of ignorance, they think like, this is not going to earn this much, or this is not, they compare it with the other profession sometimes, like, so they need to
Yeah, there is
understand that,
dissatisfaction
yeah,
in every field, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
There is dissatisfaction in every field. When I was working in a multinational company, I used to compare myself with other people and say, oh, my salary is not up to the level. Now I need to fight with my boss for, next increment or something like that. So you are always dissatisfied. That is the quality of the human.
human.
So yeah, so I see that, there is a house help for me. She comes and she cooks for me, and sometimes she cleans. So they're very happy. They do not have all those things what I have, but they're very happy in their life. So there is no way that we can bring our students we can make them happy. They have to find their own happiness.
Yeah,
And if you want to learn art, just learn it. Don't expect something out of it.
yeah, this is a
Art is
very
not
valid
for
point.
earning
Yeah,
money.
yeah, very valid point that they need to understand.
Yes,
Very right.
they need to
Yeah,
understand their goal, what is their taste, what they want to become. Sometimes, like I never thought I would become a professional dancer. Sometimes it is also destiny, and sometimes it is manifestation. You have to manifest for years.
right.
You have to set a goal and manifest it. So there is no one answer to all these questions, to be honest.
What is your message to the younger generation of artists? Like the primary message. There are a lot of messages which we would like to share definitely, but what will be the first message, the important message, the which you would like to share with
Spend
the
less time on social media,
social?
and don't think you are very smart than your parents or your teachers. They have seen better days, and these people are living in digital era. You haven't seen the real life of uh, you like what we have seen in our days. I did not have a phone. Like most of the time, people ask me, "Oh, you started when you were in graduation first year. How could you learn so much in such a short time?" That's because I did not have phone. I did not. My parents did not have TV in the house, and I was not going to learn different dance styles.
Right.
I used to go to college, and then after coming back home, I used to practice my dance. So there was less what do you say, less work for me at that time. So I all my concentration was going into practicing dance, thinking about it.
Hmm.
So these days children have a lot of stuff to do.
Hmm.
Like they're going to the gym, they're going to learn Western dance styles, they're going for swimming, they're going for drawing, they're going for content writing, whatnot. They want to do everything. So I and another thing, learn from proper teacher who knows the subject,
Right.
and don't try to hurry when you are learning. Don't think that oh, I already know this number, now I want to learn the next second number. Don't hurry in learning the things, uh, but put all your effort in perfecting it.
Right.
I think that's what I would like to say. Yeah.
Other than performance and teaching, like, what other areas Kuchipudi can explore? Like the opportunities, I mean to say, um, other than performance and yeah, teaching.
I think not just Kuchipudi, all other styles have these opportunities. I
Hmm.
think other than teaching and performing, you can like the we had this great critic who is no more, is Dr. Sunil Kotari. He had written a lot of books. He was also
Yeah.
at a point of time dean in Jawaharlal Nehru University, and that's because he was not a performer or a teacher, but he was interested in the arts. And people used to call him to give lectures and write about their performances, about their festivals. So, and I see that there are a lot of opportunities outside the country also through ICCR. One can go to teach and earn money at the same time, and there are a lot of opportunities in the research field.
Research.
So yeah,
Because those
research
not
field.
able to perform, like, everybody maybe cannot kind of go into performance, so they need to explore other opportunities as
Yes.
well. So sometimes
Yes,
teaching is
yes.
also not possible, right? So maybe in social
But
media, because
teaching
I feel to do a social
is
media.
teaching in schools is getting good money, because in Delhi I know many of my students who are teaching and earning
Oh,
good money. At
okay.
the same time, they are pursuing their performance career also
Right.
simultaneously, and they are studying. They are doing all. They are doing multitasking. So and the best part of being an artist is that you are your own boss. There is nobody
Yeah.
above you, and you are free from the mental stress. And definitely, even if you are teaching, you open a studio and teach, you are earning good money. Even if you pursue to be a teacher in a school, you are earning good money. If you are a performer, you are earning good money to live, at least. I wouldn't say, again, you can't become a millionaire
Yeah.
by being an artist. uh, yeah. So there are multiple opportunities. You can collaborate. You can be someone who gives ideas to others and
Right.
tell them to create something uh, around your idea,
Right.
because all performers are not thinkers,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Some artists are
Very
only
right.
performers. They
Yes.
perform only what their teacher teach them, but they
Very
cannot think
right.
out of the box. So you can be someone who gives them an idea. You can
Mhm.
be a choreographer. Yeah,
Maybe an
one has
organizer also. I think, organizing is also
yes,
not easy, so that, there
of
are people who
course.
can get performances. They can also get into social media, like, I mean, where they can give creative ideas, because only a dancer can kind of create beautiful videos and things, who will understand the concept, matching it with the music and things. So if you look deep into it, I think a lot of opportunities can be explored, right?
Definitely, definitely. New
And
things can be created.
yeah,
New
yeah,
things can be created, like those who are into like creating content, animation. They can create
yeah,
something related to art, and
yeah.
which is something nobody has done it so far, I think.
Yes.
So yeah.
I mean, it's a new era and they have opportunities, so definitely they need to explore. They can explore. They can write about the concert, critics, news, media. And the next topic which I would like to get into is the female impersonation. Where our gurus in the yesteryears, again, Vedanta Satyanarayana Sharma was very, famous in adorning the female roles, and gradually it faded away, where women took a role in performance. So, what is your opinion now? Currently, there are a few handful artists who are still, performing it. So, what is your opinion that, the female impersonation factor need to, still continue, or like, the female themselves, the Satyabhama, or in the other characters, the females themselves are fine with it, or the males also get an opportunity to uh,
I
perform these
mean,
roles.
when we talk about Vedantam Satyanarayana Sharma Garu, when he was doing the Bhama Kalapam, it was aesthetically pleasing to the eyes,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
As a female, also, when you look at him, you don't feel, why is he doing this too much? You feel like, wow, he is
Right.
doing so many things
Hmm.
which, as a woman,
Hmm.
I cannot do.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we were very comfortable looking at
Right.
him.
Right.
Not just females, or even the males in the audience. could not make out whether that he was a male
mm,
in the female attire. So after that, there are a few more like I would say Venku
yeah,
and Ajay from Vijayawada. These people are extraordinary in doing the female impersonation, in
right,
my opinion, and I have seen them. So as long as it is aesthetically
mm,
pleasing, I think it is good. Those who are exploring it from this generation needs to look deep into how they
yeah,
used to do and try to follow their path. If you are unable to do it, then take guidance from them. I think
right,
if you train well under the right person, you can do it.
right. And
That is what we don't
from
have
yeah,
time to get
time,
trained.
yeah.
We don't have the
The
patience to
investment
time to get
of
trained.
time
We don't want
is
to.
becoming a challenge.
Yes, they
To
don't want
get deeper
to
and
give
deeper,
time.
where yeah, you have to be physically present in the
Especially
premises of.
Bhama Kalapam, it is like Kuchipudi itself is very lyrically rich. It is not like Varnam where you have one line in Pallavi, one line in Anupallavi, and
True,
two or three Charanams, and rest you have this combination of swaras where you are doing the
true.
jatis. Bhama Kalabam is so lyrically rich. As a Telugu person, I sometimes myself feel, oh my God, there is so much scope to do, so much
Yeah, there are a
abhinayam,
lot of
each and every
content. There's
line,
a lot of content
but
to do.
lot of content. Oh my God. But when I see people simply doing the repetitions as they are, I feel very sad because they are not giving so much time to understand. It is also language barrier, I would say, but if you give time to understand it, you can definitely understand and do better work.
And there are a lot of gurus also who are ready to help and
Mm.
assist. So I think they have to get back to their gurus and start learning the actual content and creating those
We
ones further.
him these days, that's why they
Right.
are not to they are not investing time in understanding and learning it
It's an
properly.
instant
Yeah.
performance.
Right.
So another thing is like from the traditional paddhati or the system of learning and creating. Our Venkateshwar Satyam Garu have created a new style, and in his ideas, he has gone a little deeper into the subject and created another version. We can say literally another version if you compare it with the traditional. So, do you feel is the topic completely vetted, or like I mean, still we can create newer styles, and there are newer other further. Um, uh, innovations to happen in our Kuchipudi style,
You
like
mean new themes?
yeah, not theme wise. I'm saying like the content as a whole. I'm saying like from the traditional adavus and jatis and items. He has kind of brought a drastic change in the Ankika Abhinaya. I would say more of contribution to the Ankika Abhinaya, where he has made the Ankikam and Satvikam parallel, where it was more of Satvikam those days, and the whole style took a new era and a newborn like. So,
Those
do you feel that
times were very different, right? Those times were very
yeah,
different, and he had the help of people who could, if he says like that, they are writing him the songs immediately. If
mm,
he says like
yeah,
that, the jatis are ready. If he says like that, the singer is ready with the ragam.
mm,
And
mm,
if
mm,
he says like that, the dancers are ready. We
right.
do not have all those facilities these days. Even if we want to create, I'm not saying that if we have those facilities, we would
All
match
those
with
can
his
be done. The
excellent.
last point will not happen. Getting answers.
That is true. That is true. So, how do we create? You tell me.
True. Yeah, that's right. But further, can it be created? Because yeah, we are
It can be created given all
confined to
these
the
conditions.
tradition.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
We have done a
provided.
production, Jen under my Guruji's guidance. We had around 20 performers on stage, and it took a year work, and it made me fall sick actually. I got spondylitis for that. So it is so strenuous work.
Right.
And so